All right, folks, thanks so much for tuning in to this game. This is game 9 of the Blacks Lakers Invitational Tournament. Should have a good matchup for you. We've got the 2-1 FCA Eagles taking on the 1-2 Salisbury Regional School Cougars. Now, if you're just tuning in, Harvey is 3-0, and they just beat the Heartland Huskies, who fall to 2-2. So the outcome of this game could either be an FCA win and they would finish second in the tournament, or if Salisbury wins, then you've got an interesting kind of three-way tie for second, and either outcome is well in the realm of possibility. We've had a lot of close games here at this tournament. It's been a really good one. Looking forward to another close game here. And that'll be interesting to see difference in styles. Certainly both teams do like to drive to the net. Salisbury is, as far as we've seen them at this tournament, really good at spreading the ball around. A lot of different players getting the ball, putting up points, and we'll see how they do. However, at the end of their game this morning against Simons, where they beat the CBs 104-84, one of their key players, number 2, Reed Lewis, did end up getting some kind of ankle injury, and indeed he's there in street clothes right now, limping a little bit. So Salisbury not exactly at full strength. It'll be interesting to see how they adjust. Taking the tip off, it will be Onana, grade 10 student for the Eagles, against number 9 Brock Short, also in grade 10 for Salisbury. Couple of young teams here. Referee Grayson Weldon puts the ball up, and it's the Eagles coming away with it. Here's Kaylee circling around, looks to drive in, dumps it out to Luke Robertson, shooting for 3. And that's no good. Here comes the Cougars on the attack, driving in, and waiting to see the results of this call. Looks like it is against the Eagles, so that's Brock Short drawing the call. I think it was Luke Cayley, yep, indeed. Number 6 with his first foul. 2 points for Brock Short, chance for the and one now. And here comes Evan McLeod over to Isaac Neild. Interesting, I don't see Pharrell Kenji out there, either on the bench or on the court. That's a huge loss for FCA. So both teams missing an important player. Here's number 5, Thomas Lewis, one of the leading scorers for the Cougar. Dangerous player in the paint, and he shows why, as that's 2 points for the Cougars. Up 5-0 in the early going here. Robertson driving into the net, but that's no good. Thomas Lewis securing the rebound, but looks like Slocum's out of bounds. So yeah, this will be an interesting game with both players missing, or both teams rather missing a key player and a starter. Reed Lewis for the collision there, inadvertent, as both Onana and Caden Hebb get up. They seem to be okay. Doesn't look like any bad blood or intentionality. But Reed Lewis for the Cougars, player who kind of spreads them out a bit. He's one of their best distance shooters, and that's an element of their game that Cougars haven't developed quite as much as other parts of it. So without him, it really risks making them a bit of a one-dimensional offense. On the other hand, Kegney is a bit of a do-it-all player for the Eagles, as we see him offensively leading the charge with a lot of those fast breaks and drives into the net, but also capable of sinking them from distance at crucial times, and a strong defender. So the Eagles are certainly missing him out there right now. 7-0. As here comes Emmett McLeod, doesn't like what he sees and has to dump that out to Kaylee for the three-point attempt. Onana on the follow-up, it's no good. And here comes Thomas Lewis the other way. Cougars pass it down quickly. They're great at moving the ball the length of the court in a heartbeat. But I'm not sure why those 2 points from Thomas Lewis haven't gone on the board yet. Maybe I misspoke and saw incorrectly. We've only got 5-0 on the scoreboard, both here on the stream and in the gym. Oh no, and there we go. Yep. Coach Kara Christie had his eye on the scoreboard as well. It is indeed 7-0 for the Cougars. Lewis inside to Heb. Back out to Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith putting it up from mid-range. It bounces around. It's no good. And that's off the attacker, so FCA will take over. Still looking for their first points 2.5 minutes into this game. Here's McLeod dribbling around. Over to Kaylee. Defended all the way by Heb. Now it's McLeod driving in. Grade 10 player. He gets his team on the board. Great work by Emmett McLeod. And Cougars respond with Caden Heb. Couple of points there. Still a 7-point lead for the Cougars, but Eagles showing signs of life. Let's see if they can build off the momentum. Here's Luke Kaylee. Over to Onana. Swung out to McLeod. McLeod faking the shot and getting a bit of space from the defender. 3-point attempt from Kaylee. That's no good. And here come the Cougars the other way. Good dump off to Heb. Doesn't like what he sees though. FCA defends the paint really well. Even without Kenji in the lineup. Ooh, stolen away by number 9, Brock Short. And it's another Cougars attack. Coming in with speed is Caden Heb. That's good for 2. As we're going to timeout called here by FCA. Can't say I'm too surprised. Cougars really coming on strong there.
Seems they have a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without a doubt. They move quickly and they can move the ball quickly as well with those long passes, but really good at driving up and down, kind of those vertical lines. So, yeah, Eagles really missing Kenji out there. Without him looking a little lost on offense.
True.
Yeah, we should take a moment to shout out the minor officials. Big thanks to Colby Cleghorn working the scoreboard, Ethan Moorcraft on the 24-second shot clock, and Hudson Mason keeping track of things on the score sheet. All 3 members of the senior boys team, and just coming off a big win against Heartland. It's the same 5 coming back on now. Thomas Lewis, Slocum, Short, Heb, and Dylan Smith. For the Eagles, you have Onana, Robertson, Kaylee, and it is Isaac Neal putting the ball in to Emmett McLeod. McLeod held up outside the paint, passes it out around the circle. Onana swung to Neal. Neal at the top of the circle. He's going to try to drive in, shoots from beside the paint and gets a decent shot, resets the clock. McLeod inside to Neal again, but that pass just a little too much mustard, and that goes through his hands and out. Here's Dylan Smith for the Cougars now, one of the primary ball handlers for the team out of Salisbury. Nice give and go to Thomas Lewis. And Thomas Lewis is going to pick up 2 more. Here's Robertson trying to slow things down. Robertson shooting for 3, and it's good. And if that's a part of their game, the Eagles can get going. They have a chance to come back in this. But Robertson is going to need to be one of the ones to lead the charge as Dylan Smith puts up a couple of points. Here's McLeod. Dribbling around, Thomas Lewis with him all the way. Now it's Dylan Smith. Over to Isaac Neild. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Neild under the net. No shot for him. Out to Onana. McLeod gets a shot off. It'd be a long two, but falls short. And now here's Slocum taking over. Slocum to Thomas Lewis. Heb circling around. Gets into the paint and then passes it out around. Back to Heb, and he's going to get two with a chance for one more. Onana doesn't like that call. And it is, no, that's interesting. I think that's going up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Oh, no, that's correct. I must have, maybe I had my previous foul on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And that's no good. Here's Kaylee dribbling around. Kaylee with the long three. Bounces out and Slocum secures the rebound. Full press here from the Eagles as Slocum pulls up and shoots. No good, but Brock Short has the rebound. Lewis for three. No good, and FCA finally gets the ball and sends it out of their own end. McLeod over to Kaylee. Kaylee driving in. Again, gets his own rebound, and Luke Kaylee, grade 10 student, finishing it off here. Here's Dylan Smith driving in, and he gets two more. Nice to see Dylan Smith having success as Yakofor is checked into the game. Isaac Neild not on the bench, not sure where he's at right now. Hopefully he's okay though, didn't see any major injury. Looking inside for McLeod. McLeod gets a shot off and it's good. There's two more for the Eagles as they try to claw their way back into this thing, although not if the Cougars have anything to say about it. There's Short who goes down, and looks like Luke Kaylee. Indeed, it is his second, so one of the fouls on the scoreboard is wrong. It is actually 3 fouls for FCA, none for the Cougars. As Short's first attempt is off. He's now 1 for 2 from the line. Second attempt up, and that's no good. So Brock Short 1 for 2, team 1 for 3. Here comes McLeod, looking to drive in, and ball rolls out. Short now getting things started. Long shot from Caleb Lutz coming off the bench. And now here's McLeod. Up over the line. McLeod driving in. Held up though and gets it out to Luke Robertson. Robertson loses the ball and it's taken by Kai Mure. FCA manages to steal it back now. And here's McLeod. Looking over for number 4, Jesse Vance. Is Akafor. Luke Robertson for 3, it's no good. And fighting for the ball, looks like we're getting a jump ball. Thomas Lewis now. Bringing it up and over, and yep, looks like, not sure what that infraction was, but either way, FCA ends up with the ball. Oh, looks like foul called on Caleb Lutz. So that is the first for Salisbury. Here's a Zakafor. And a little bit of a melee there, but Lutz hangs on. Gets it over to Short. Short from mid-range. And he's good for 2. Third Salisbury player to hit 5 points so far in this first quarter. As we mentioned, a team that likes to spread the ball around, having a great start to this game against the depleted FCA Eagles. Is foul called now on Salisbury, I believe. We'll wait for it to go on the board, but I expect that's, second against Caleb Lutz. And this sends Onana to the line. Onana, first shot up is good. So this puts the Eagles at 100% here in the early going of this game from the line. See if Onana can keep that perfect record. It bounces out, but he gets his own rebound. Chance to turn 1 into 2, but nice back checking there by Slocum. Emmett McLeod recovers under the net. Over to Robertson for 3, and it's good. Wow, best case scenario for the Eagles there. The missed foul shot turning into a possession and a 3-pointer. And now McLeod steals it away. Momentum with the Eagles. And pass just a little low for Mateo Onana. Goes off the leg. So here in the last minute of play of the first quarter, Eagles trying to make it more interesting. Cougars trying to maintain their large lead. Here comes Lewis. Lewis puts it up and in. Thomas Lewis with 8 points in this first frame. And now here's McLeod. Over to Vance. Inside for Onana. There's 2 for the BNB player. I believe he was on the U15 team over this summer. Only in grade 10, but a very strong player for this Eagles squad. Salisbury trying to eat up the clock a little bit. Moyer, back to Slocum. Slocum over to Thomas Lewis. Really eating up the clock now. He'll take one final shot for 3, and it's no good. But good defensive work by Salisbury trying to ensure that there is no shot. So, after one quarter, Salisbury up 23-15.
So it looks like it's an 8-point lead.
It is, and
for the Cougars.
I believe they'll be taking that into the end of the first frame here as McLeod with a decent attempt at a buzzer beater from, that's a 3/4 court shot. But unfortunately, no good. So there you go. You're right, Rebecca. 8-point lead there for the Cougars. Take a moment to thank our premium sponsors as well. Big thanks to Bill Gammon, Black's Grocery and Café, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Excel Manufacturing, Harvey High Helpers, Harvey Insurance, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devilon and Bobcat heavy equipment dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty, and Dr. Dan Fletcher. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in these streams. We have multiple levels available and accept sponsorships from groups and individuals. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please check the video description for our contact information. Should thank the folks working behind the scenes as well, making this stream possible. Big thanks to Mr. Selden Potter, who's sitting at the console, kind of switching between all the different camera angles for you for the first time. And Hunter Kaluski is pointing you in the right direction with camera 1. Kevin Sheffers-Roy supplementing that with camera 2 down on the court level. And finally, Caleb Brewer working up the scoreboard. Big thanks to you as well, Rebecca, for hopping on mic. And coming out to start the quarter, it is Onana, McLeod, Vance, Ezakafor, and Robertson. For the Cougars, Thomas Lewis, Kai Moore, I believe that's Slocum, Chapel, and number 7, Caleb Lutz, all out there. So Nana, it's good for 2. Good start for the Eagles as they try to make a game of this. Chappelle was all alone in the corner, but that's batted away by McLeod. Great defensive play from Emmett McLeod. Grade 10 student, but has a decent amount of experience as he played last year and played significant minutes for this FCA Eagles team. As that pass for Lutz goes a little far, he's going to pick it up so that FCA doesn't get the quick break. But that's still the right play to make. You definitely don't want to give a free quick break to the other team. And not sure what happened there, but Cougars actually maintaining possession here. Here's Moyer. Reverses to Slocum. Slocum back out to Lewis. Lewis will drive in, and that's no good. Now it's Robertson coming with speed the other way, up the right flank. Has Jesse Vance in the corner. Vance trying to drive in, but doesn't like what he sees. Good defensive play by Slocum there, poking the ball away. Coach Scott Robertson giving the boys some pointers from the sidelines. Here's Robertson looking to drive in. Chappelle providing some strong defense at the elbow there. Forces Robertson out. Onana has to set the pick. 1 second left. Ezakafor dribbles it up, but I don't know if that reset the clock or not. I guess it did because we're playing on. I don't know if it touched the rim though. As Robertson's three-point attempt is no good. Onana again, no good, but he gets his own rebound. Out to Vance. McLeod looking to drive in. Lewis says not on my watch. Now here's McLeod at the elbow. Pick set by Onana. Looking inside, but it's picked off by Thomas Lewis. And sends it over to Lutz. Lutz puts it over the net, and Eagles survive that one. It's McLeod with speed the other way, coming up the right flank. Backs away now. Outside the arc. Over to Robertson. Swung to the corner to Vance. Vance. Pushed out. He's got double teamed on him now and guilty of a travel, so Eagles will turn the ball over as we get some change in personnel. It's like Short, Smith, and McLean checking in for the Cougars. Cameron Taylor has also checked into the game for the Eagles as Vance is grabbing a breather. Good to see Neal back on the sideline as well, although still no sign of Pharrell Kenji, one of only 2 grade 12 players on this Eagles squad. He is sorely missed. On the Salisbury bench, they are also missing Reed Lewis, but he is there in street clothes. We saw him get injured, unfortunately, in the first game. And hopefully it's not too serious. We wish him a speedy recovery as Onana puts up 2 more. Pulls his team to within 4. Excuse me. Pulls his team to within 4. Ball over to Lewis. Inside, back to Lewis, who drives in and gets 2. And that puts Lewis at double digits, first player to hit the double digit mark so far this afternoon for the Cougars. Looking inside for Onana, but Chappell gets some hands in there. Nice defensive play by number 3. One of only 2 grade 12 players, and the only grade 12 player here this weekend. The Cougars are mainly a grade 10 and 11 squad. Here's Taylor securing the rebound. They get it around to Robertson, who drives in, and he's going to draw the foul. Nice play by Luke Robertson, the other grade 12 player for the Eagles. Both teams with only one senior out available to them today. As that foul looks like it was against number 5, Thomas Lewis, his first, team's first. First shot by Robertson falls out. Second shot now. And that's good. So the Eagles 2 for 3 as a team. Here comes Smith all the way around, but that's no good. Emmett McLeod has it, coming with speed. McLeod puts it up, and that's good for 2. Nice work by Emmett McLeod. Here's Smith. Pick set nicely by Short, and now passed out, but just a little too high over the hands of Lewis. And it's the Eagles taking over. It's a one-possession game. And didn't look like it was going to be this close about halfway through the first quarter. But the Eagles have done a good job getting back in this thing. Escofor to nope, check that. Taylor attempting the three-point shot, but ball is out off the hands of the attacker. Here's Dylan Smith now. Smith bringing the ball up. Met by McLeod for defense is Emmett McLeod gets the ball away. It's a 2-on-2. Gets it to Robertson, but Smith steals that away as we have a foul here. Escofor, a little too aggressive there as referee Grayson Welton making that call. Big thanks to both him and his partner, Jeff Holloway, for their help officiating the games today. Smith looking around, doesn't like what he sees. Over to McLean, cycling McLean over to Lewis. 7 seconds on the shot clock, but Onana pokes that away. Gets the pass by the defender. Great takeaway by FCA. Let's see if they can do something with it. Onana from under the net, and he's up to 9 points already. Attempt from Short, just not quite enough power as Robertson goes coast to coast, and now it's the Eagles with their first lead. And indeed, we're going to have a timeout called by head coach Massimo Caracristi of the Cougars.
I don't know about you, but I've found that the Eagles have done a lot of excellent layups. Yep,
they've been pretty good there. That last one from Robertson to take the lead especially. And a lot of the time, Kenji is one of their main players who drives the net there, but no, they've been kind of spreading the ball out a little bit more as they have to. Onana doing really good on those rebound shots as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Hopefully we can see more of that throughout the game.
Yeah, some good plays from both teams, without a doubt. Leading scorer right now is Thomas Lewis with 10 points. Mateo Onana, hot on his heels. Don't have to specify anymore. His older brother, Lorenzo Onana, a longtime player for the Eagles, but he graduated last year. As buzzer sounds, big thanks again to the minor officials down at the Don Fletcher minor officiating table. Colby Cleghorn, Ethan Moorcraft, and Hudson Mason all working to make sure this game is possible. Games don't happen without minor officials, so if you are a Harvey student and you're listening, we'd love to get you involved. Just make sure you talk to Mr. Fletcher. Here's Jake McLean putting the ball into Dylan Smith as the Cougars get their attack started. We'll see what Coach Caracristi was able to draw up. Slocum across to Short. Short pulling up at the foul line and shoots. That's no good, and Luke Robertson has the rebound. Robertson now to McLeod. Back to Robertson, but that pass just off, and that's going to be an over and back infraction. So Eagles possession over before it really gets going. And this will set up the Cougars in the offensive zone. Here's McLean again, trying to fake the move. Robertson doesn't bite. Slocum from the foul line. It's good for 2. That gets Colt Slocum on the board. He's the 5th Cougar to score. Has had some pretty good games here at this tournament so far. As Onana goes up, and he's going to draw the foul for the and 1. Indeed, Slocum, player of the game in Game 5, their game against Harvey. So he put up 10 points plus another 2 from the foul line. Here's Onana now, also the player of the game when the Eagles played Harvey. So he attempts to add 1, it's no good, but Escafor has that rebound. Onana tries to keep it alive, but just can't get there in time. So here comes Smith. Up over the line to Slocum. McLean swinging out to Chappell. Chappell puts it up, and that'll bounce out. Now it's Robertson. He's double teamed, but manages to get it away to McLeod. McLeod up the right flank, slowing things down now as he comes to the top of the circle. Elects to shoot the 3. Circles the rim, but ultimately falls out. As Eagles still only ahead by 1. It's a close one. So here comes Dylan Smith. Smith back inside to Chappell. Chappell driving in but loses it. Now it's McLeod the other way. 1 man to beat, and he does with speed. Splits the defenders. And that's 2 more points for Emmett McLeod. Great play from the grade 10 student there. Here's Short. Turns and shoots from mid-range. It's no good. Escafor has the rebound. And now it's the Cougars who are chasing as they find their lead has evaporated. And Eagles guilty of a travel as we're going to get some subs. Thomas Lewis and Caden Hebb are both checking back into the game. Coach Kara Christie's going to put forward a strong lineup here to close out the second quarter. See if his Cougars can regain the lead at least going into halftime. Here's Smith. Primary ball handler, McLeod with him all the way. Over to Short. Short can't get in. Has Smith at the foul line. Over to Lewis inside. Nice cut from Slocum, and he won't get the points just yet, but it does earn him a trip to the foul line. I believe Luke Robertson, the guilty party, his first, team's second. And this will send Slocum to the foul line for the first time this game. First shot is up and good. Second shot is good as well. Slocum, a very nice 2 for 2 from the line. Here's McLeod now, reversing. Back out to Onana, who calls for a bit of movement, but that pass into contested territory broken up by the Cougars, who get their claws into it. Nice move by Smith to fake the shot and move around the defender, but Robertson coming in with speed manages to poke that away. And we got a foul called now. Let's see who that's going against. It's like number 12 on the Eagles, Emmett McLeod, his first, team's third. Now both these teams have had games at this tournament where they've gotten into foul trouble. Hasn't been the case so far in this game, but certainly something that we know is possible. Short at the elbow. Back out to Slocum at the corner. Slocum driving in. He'll shoot from mid-range. Gets his own rebound again, and he draws another foul. Colt Slocum, grade 10 student. Just a knack for drawing those fouls, and it works out in his favor here. Second foul for Escafor. First shot up, that's no good. So Slocum 2 for 3 from the line. We'll see if he makes it 75%, and he does. And now it's McLeod the other way. Robertson slowing things down at the top of the circle. Moves around, now he drives in and dumps it out to McLeod for a three. Savvy veteran move from Luke Robertson, setting up his teammate for the uncontested three from the corner. Gives the Eagles a little bit of breathing space. And here he is driving it again, and this time Robertson draws the foul. Let's see the official call here, and I believe I heard the number 6. Yep, indeed, second for Caden Hebb in this game. And Luke Robertson 1 for 2 from the line so far. And that bounces out. Second attempt now for Robertson. Lewis and Short in to contest the rebound. Bounces out to Lewis, who gets it and sends it up to Brock Short. Cougars, as always, with the quick attack, but almost came the other way. Caden Hebb intercepting a pass, and we'll see if that's a block or a charge. I believe it is a block. Eskafor didn't quite have his feet set, and that will send Caden Hebb to the line. Third foul for Abuka Eskafor, and now with 1 minute and 14 seconds left, this does send the Cougars into bonus. First shot from Hebb falls out. He's 0 for 2. Might get more chances now that the Cougars are in bonus. Hebb's second shot, and that's no good either, and get a whistle here as I think that didn't hit anything, so it's an automatic possession swap. They get it clean. Okay, here's Cameron Taylor over to McLeod in the corner. Isaac Neal back on the court. Over to Taylor, but the pass is low off his feet. Robertson recovers, but only seconds on the shot clock. Gets a shot off, and it's way up and over the net. That will not reset the shot clock. Cougars take over. Here's Hebb. Slowing down just outside the circle. Looking inside, but Onana, I guess that's called an intentional kick. So possession comes over. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but either way, ball does go off his foot. As under the net, that's Slocum going up, and believe he's going to get the and one here. It's Neal coming in a little too hot from behind. Slocum looking to add one more. And there you go, shooting 80% from the line. Especially nice when your team is in bonus for the next 40 seconds. Here's McLeod. Driving in, passes out to Neal. Neal, but that's poked away by the Cougars. Here comes Short. Short goes up, and it's good for 2. Brock Short with speed on that fast break there. And now it's the Cougars up by 2. Here he comes again. Will he do it? Blocked by Onana, but there's a foul. So you see the banners all on the wall moving there with the force of the wind. Those boys coming in with speed. And that's unfortunate. As timeout called by the Eagles. With only a few seconds left, we'll see what they can cook up with their 15 seconds of offensive time. That is after, of course, the foul shots from the Cougars. So we'll take this time to thank our premium sponsors yet again. Big thanks to Bill Gammon, Black's Grocery and Café, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Dr. Dan Fletcher, XL Manufacturing, Harvey High Helpers, Harvey Insurance, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devilon and Bobcat heavy equipment dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, and Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Realty. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in the streams. We have multiple levels available and accept sponsorships from groups and individuals. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please check the video description for our contact information. Any thoughts on what the Eagles might try to do, Rebecca, here coming out of the timeout?
Not entirely, but I do think that they'll probably keep pushing harder and try to keep their energy up.
Yeah, for sure. They're a team that plays with a lot of energy. It's a big part of their game. So, and especially against these Cougars who have a lot of energy of their own, they come down the court very fast. So Eagles need to make sure they're matching that as the boys come back out on the court. First shot from short is no good. So he is 1 for 4 for the afternoon. Now we'll get another one. Second shot is up and good. So 40% from the line, and now the Eagles with a chance to do whatever, run whatever play they had drafted up. I expect they want to eat up a bit of clock and then take a shot at the last possible minute. We'll see who they're going to. Taylor looking for 3. It's no good. And now the Cougars have a chance. Last minute shot from Stairs. Hits the rim, but it's no good. And we will end the quarter with the Cougars up, but not quite as much as they were up in the first quarter. They came in up by 8. They leave only up by 3. 36-33 is the score right now. As we'll go to our halftime ad, and we'll be back at the end of halftime.
Harvey takes the lead with 9 seconds left. This game isn't over just yet. Luke with the rebound. 6 seconds left. Now 5, 4, 3. He goes in. Ryan down. Shot up.
Dad, I think it's time I get my own house.
The Harvey High School Stream Team would like to thank our premium sponsors, Bill Gammon, Black's Grocery and Café, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Excel Manufacturing, Harvey High Helpers, Harvey Insurance, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local development, and Bobcat Heavy Equipment Dealer. RSEI Consultants Ltd. And Scott Pierce at Remax East Coast Elite Reality. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in these streams. We have multiple levels available and accept sponsorships from groups and individuals. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please check the video description for our contact information.
Yeah, huge thanks to those sponsors, allowing us to do things like integrate the second camera, get the layup camera up there, make sure we have good quality audio, etc., etc. We really do appreciate all the support. As we get ready to kick off the second half of this game, it's been a great one between the Cougars and the Eagles. Eagles with the ball now. They trail by 3, but it's been back and forth. Both teams have led at various points in the first half. We'll see who comes out in this crucial quarter. And Mateo Onana getting things started for his team. Attempt from, I believe that was Brock Short, goes out. As here comes Emmett McLeod the other way. McLeod, after that three's got 11 points on the afternoon as long pass over. Thomas Lewis doing his best Nick Arbuckle impression. But the Grey Cup was already won by the Argos in November, so that ball sails out of bounds. Caden Hebb over to Short, all the way over to Dylan Smith. Smith with the ball again to Hebb at the top of the circle. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Slocum looking for a lane. Doesn't find it. Stairs needs to shoot. And they don't get it off in time. Ball goes over to the Eagles. Great defensive sequence.
That was a nice attempt at a 3-point, though.
Yeah, it was a good effort, but unfortunately just fell short of the time limit. As here comes McLeod. Looking inside, but I don't think Onana was ready for it. Kind of goes off his back, and now we've got a jump ball melee. It's Onana and Slocum at the bottom of the pile, but they get up, and it will be Cougars' ball. Here's Smith. Nice pick set by Short. Looking to get the ball now, and he does after bobbling it to himself. That's good for 2. And now the Cougars on the board as well. Here's McLeod to Onana. Back to McLeod. Finds Luke Cayley, who fakes and then gets the ball out. McLeod with a big shot, and that bounces out. Here's Luke Robertson, but Cougars doing a great job defending the paint there. Eagles just can't get anything. And Cougars still maintaining that 3-point lead. Although Eagles have a chance now with Emmett McLeod coming down the right flank. He drives, windmills around, but it's no good as we have Cougars coming the other way now. Short puts it up, no good. Onana, big block to get that rebound out of there, but unfortunately it's a Cougars player who retrieves it. Eagles still survive though. They're double teaming. The defense is finally a foul call, and we'll see as referee Jeff Holloway explains to the scores table. I believe that's going against, number 8, Mateo Onana, his 3rd, team's first. Lewis looking to put the ball in. Finds number 9, Brock Short. Short will go up, and that's good for 2. 4 points now as he is the only Cougar player to score in this second half thus far. Cayley across to Robertson, who has to extend to keep it in bounds, but he does. Robertson looking for a long three. Hits the rim, but bounces out. Now it's Dylan Stairs the other way. Goes across the court to Caden Hebb. Onana gets a hand in there. And now he hangs on to it, and I believe this is a foul against Caden Hebb. And we'll wait for it to go on the board. Oh, that's against Thomas Lewis. I didn't see him near a defender, but that's the foul on the board, so we'll hang on to it for now. Robertson, his 3-point attempts a little off target. Here's Hebb over to Stairs. Stairs looking around. Looking for the give and go, but it's picked up by McLeod. Now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Isaac Neild finishing it off. Grade 10 player getting his first 2 points of the game as he's fighting to keep his team in this thing. Stairs with the long two, and it's good. So teams kind of picking it up offensively now as McLeod dribbles around. Neild, but it's almost poked away. Robertson now. Only 10 seconds on the shot clock. Pulls up for a 3-point attempt. Bounces out as Onana and Slocum wrestle for it. That's a jump ball. Although, subs coming in. Not sure if referee, Grayson Welton was making a foul call or just communicating to the scores table. I don't see anything going up on the scoreboard, so I'll assume it was just some kind of communication, maybe resetting the shot clock or something like that. It's FCA trying to double team the defender under the net, but Brock Short gets away, but McLeod right at the last minute reaching in there and plucking that ball out. Now he comes the other way, slowing things down outside the arc. Onana setting a pick, but I think that looks a little too aggressive. And that's going to be Onana's fourth, as this could put the Eagles into foul trouble and personnel trouble as well. Already missing one of their top players in Farrell Kenji. If Onana is also unavailable, it does put the Eagles at a major disadvantage. So Abuka Escafor will check into the game. Also provides some good rebounding skills and secondary scoring for the Eagles. Isaac Neild fighting for it. Sorry, it slips out. Here's Neild underneath, but Slocum gets a hand on that just enough to alter the course of the ball. And now it's the Cougars the other way. 3-point attempt from short. Falls just short, but Slocum has it on the takeaway, and there's two more. Colt Slocum, as we're going to get a timeout called here by FCA. Big shout out to our minor officials. Thanks to Colby Cleghorn, Ethan Moorcraft, and Hayden Mason working down there at the minor officiating table. Big thanks as well to Grayson Weldon and Jeff Holloway, the referees for this game. Well, another good back and forth quarter, but Cougars starting to pull away now. We'll see if they're able to seal the deal. Last time they pulled away at the end of the first quarter, they were up by 8, but the Eagles came back nicely and actually led for some points in the second before finally going down 3. So Eagles showing that they're going to stay in this no matter what the score. As we'll see who comes back out for FCA. Out there for the Cougars, it's Smith, Thomas, Lewis, Slocum, Short, and Moyer. Kai Moyer. Out there for the Eagles, it's number 3, Luke Robertson. Number 4, Jesse Vance. Luke Cayley, Emmett McLeod, and Abuka Escafor. Ooh, pass picked off by Thomas Lewis. Here he comes the other way. Lewis driving in, dumps it off to Slocum, who will finish. We've seen that play quite a few times here over the course of this tournament. As Lewis very quick on the fast breaks, and Slocum a great finisher. Here's Vance. Ball swatted away, but he hangs on. Luke Robertson outside the circle. Robertson driving in. 4 seconds, has to turn and shoot. Not a great angle, and so Cougars take over. And it's Thomas Lewis getting his offense set up now. Slocum shooting for 3. It's high, but will not go. And now it's Emmett McLeod the other way. McLeod got a couple defenders charging back at him. Has to get rid of it. Finds Escafor. Robertson now for 3. And that's no good, into the hands of Slocum. 2-on-1, gets it to Stairs, but Stairs just going a little too quick, but picked up by Escafor. Escafor, one man to meet, pulls up short. No good, but gets his own rebound. Second attempt, no good either, and now it's Lewis the other way. Right under the net is Slocum, and he's going to put that away as Cougars really starting to pull away with this now in the third. As here comes Emmett McLeod. McLeod driving up, gets a clean shot off, but it's no good. Escafor back outside to Vance. Vance looking around. Nice to pass out to Escafor. Escafor now pulling up in the paint. That rolls out. Emmett McLeod rips it away, but passes it directly to Brock Short. Short will put that up no problem on the breakaway. Just textbook layup there for number 9. Here's Luke Robertson now. Robertson, looks like he almost slid a little bit there and tried to put the ball to some a player in the corner, but there was no one there. And now it's Lewis under the net, but coming in with a little too much speed, little too much force, and that will fall out of bounds. Escafor tying his shoe now. Is little under 2.5 minutes left to play here in the third. Cougars have really come on in this third quarter. They've scored 14 to FCA's 4. Turned a 3-point lead into a 13-point lead as they continue to dominate defensively. Long pass up. That's sent back to Dylan Stairs. Stairs across the way for Short. Short with a clean 2, but that's no good. And now here comes Jesse Vance. Vance can't quite get by the defense. Well done by Thomas Lewis, and it's a breakaway. Slocum all alone going the other way. And here's McLeod now. McLeod out to Cayley. Cayley will shoot a long 3, but that bounces out. No Eagles around to get their wings on that rebound. Thomas Lewis, great play there. Almost a bit of an alley-up, jumping up and pushing that ball through the net. Mid-air, as we have a, not sure if that's a foul or just out of bounds. Oh, we do see referee Holloway going to the table. There is a push called. We'll see who that's going against. Based on how the teams are positioned, it is indeed, oh no, it's against the Cougars. Number 12, Kai Moyer. His first, team second. Ball sent out to Luke Robertson. Robertson looking around, Stairs with him all the way. Doesn't like what he sees, gets it to Luke Cayley with a clean 3-point attempt, and it's good. FCA definitely needs a few more of those. Without Reed Lewis available this game, Salisbury has not scored a single three-point shot, but they don't need it as they are lethal from up close. Brock Short putting those two away. He's at 16 points for the afternoon, just one off the team lead, which is Colt Slocum. Escofor looking around, passes around to Emmett McLeod. Cayley looking for another three, and it's good, he gets it. Eagles showing signs of life as they try not to let this thing get too out of hand. Final 30 seconds. We'll see where this melee ball ends up. Is rolling around on the ground as Luke Cayley manages to secure it and get the jump ball. This jump ball is, I believe, Salisbury's, so they maintain it in the offensive zone. But the next one will go to the Eagles. Thomas Lewis looking around, finds Lutz. Lutz with the three-point attempt. That's no good, but he gets his own rebound. Nice drive by Lutz, and he's good for two. Caleb Lutz coming off the bench, and both the Salisbury bench and Salisbury crowd love that. Great to see the grade 10 player making contributions here. As end of the quarter, Cougars really pulling away there, 58-43. As we head into the final frame, it looks like we could be heading to a very interesting standing situation. FCA currently 2-1, Salisbury currently 1-2. Heartland Huskies have finished their tournament, but they finished at 2-2 as well, so we could have a very interesting three-way tie. And we'll take this opportunity for one last time to shout out our sponsors. Big thanks to Bill Gammon, Black's Grocery and Café, Briggs and Little, David C.A. Williams Renovations, Dr. Dan Fletcher, XL Manufacturing, Harvey High Helpers, Harvey Insurance, the Little Village Vacation Resort for Dogs, Paul Equipment, your local Devilon and Bobcat heavy equipment dealer, RSEI Consultants Ltd, and Scott Pierce at RE/MAX East Coast Elite Realty. Our sponsors help us to improve the viewing experience and get more students involved in the streams. We really appreciate all their support. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is in the video description. Looks like it will be Heb, Short, Chapel, Slocum, and Lutz taking the court for the Cougars in this fourth quarter. They will be matched by Cayley, Taylor, Escofor, McLeod, and Luke Robertson. Here's Robertson now. Dribbling around, has Cayley. Cayley shooting for three, looking to pick up where he left off. Couple of threes at the end of the third quarter to make the score a bit more respectable. If they can get him going, this 15-point deficit may become a little more manageable as Cayley with the nice big block and tries to get by the double team but loses the ball. Pass corralled by Slocum as he slows down the offense, and we have a foul here. I believe this is going against Emmett McLeod. And indeed, yep, McLeod's second, team's first. So we see Mateo Onana checking back into the game. Onana has 4 fouls, but a very strong player for FCA. And if they want to have a chance at making a comeback here, they're definitely going to need him. Short to Heb. Heb to Lutz. Lutz shooting for three. That rims out, but Short has the rebound. Slocum coming in and still can't do it. And now Onana secures that for his boys, slows things down as the Eagles start their attack. It's Luke Robertson. Robertson, drive, fakes the pass, gets a decent shot off. It's no good. Onana on the rebound, still nothing. As we're still scoreless here after a minute of play. Although Caleb Lutz is going to change that. He puts up 2 for the Cougars. flip pass over to as the Cougars try to run with it, but it will be the Eagles taking over. And looks like it's Emmett McLeod putting it in. Luke Cayley has the ball. Doesn't see too much available for his teammates, so has to drive in, and I think he's going to draw a foul here from Caleb Lutz. Let's wait for the call from referee Holloway. Yep, indeed, number 7. That will be Caleb Lutz's third, team's first.
I do believe this is his first foul shot. I believe this is Luke Cayley's first foul shot. And it seems like he's gotten his first foul shot, so it's 1 for 1. Hopefully it can be 2 for 2. And it was. That was an amazing shot.
Yeah, nicely done for Luke Cayley there. Putting up a couple much-needed points for the Eagles, but they're still down 15 as Lutz has a free of open lane right up the middle. Driving up and putting those away, no problem. Those are his 5th and 6th points of the afternoon. Robertson shooting from just inside the line. That's good for 2. As there's another player the Eagles would love to get going. Lutz now circling around, gets it to Short. Short from the elbow. Puts it up, but it's no good. And Cameron Taylor gets it over to McLeod. McLeod, man to beat, gets it out to Cayley. Cayley for 3. That's no good, and Lutz has the rebound. He's going to hang on to it for a jump ball. And it will be, I believe, Salisbury's. Yep. As Caden Hebb gets ready to put this ball in. Slocum leading the rush. Met by McLeod at the top of the circle. Looking inside for Short, and that's good for 2. Brock Short with 18 points on the night. He and Slocum both having excellent games. McLeod can't find a friendly face, but finally gets it away to Mateo Onana. Robertson now, 5 seconds on the shot clock, driving in, gets a contested shot away. Onana on the rebound, it's no good, and closes his arms there. That's going to be the end of Mateo Onana's game, as closing his arms around Chappell, I believe, will be the 5th foul. Indeed, Mateo Onana has fouled out. So we'll see Escafor checking into the game on a permanent basis, I must imagine. With 6:53 left to play, I believe he is the Eagles' best alternative out there, but Mateo Onana, very strong player. They're going to miss him, especially with Pharrell Kenji also unavailable. Here's Slocum, back to Chappell. Chappell shoots for 3, and it's good. William Chappell extending the lead. Now it's a 20-point gap. Eagles really in trouble here. Robertson circling around, pulls up, gets it around to McLeod. Escafor over to Cayley. Cayley faking the shot, and that's 2. I think he'll get one more.
Luke Cayley up here again. This is, I believe, the 2nd foul shot of the quarter. And he's been there for both of them. And that was a nice shot by Luke Cayley for the foul shot.
Yeah, nice work on the and 1, but Short responding with 3 of his own. Brock Short having a great game. He's up to 20 points now. As Robertson pulls up, gets to McLeod. McLeod looking for three, but it's no good. Chappell now is McLeod going a little too hard. I believe that'll be a foul. And indeed it is. Third foul against Luke Cayley. So now another starting player for the Eagles, potentially in some foul trouble. Pass looking inside for, I believe that's short, but unfortunately a little too much mustard on that. And we're going to have substitution now as Jake McLean's going to check into the game. Caleb Lutz will grab a breather. And here's Luke Robertson. Robertson over the line. Back out to McLeod. McLeod looking around. Tries to go from behind. Escofor now, and that's good for two. Abuka Escofor with his first 2 points of this match. McLean over to Heb. Short. Back out to Chappell. Chappell shoots for three. Bounces out, and it's Luke Robertson securing the ball for the Eagles. Good defense from the Cougars as Robertson pulling up, shoots three. No good, but McLeod has the rebound. McLeod gets two. Great work by Emmett McLeod as he's up to 13 points. Cayley coming in fast. It's a 2-on-2 now. Cayley gets the shot by the defender, but it's no good. Has his own rebound. Escofor now, and we have a jump ball. It's great tenacity there by Luke Cayley, not giving up on the play, even if his team is down. That's exactly the attitude the Eagles need if they want to get back in this thing. Time is running out, though, as the Cougars have the advantage, and they know it. They can slow things down here as Slocum going for that ball. It's bobbled around, but the Eagles come away with it. Here's McLeod up the left flank. Jake McLean providing the solid defense there. As Robertson has it. Robertson driving in, and it's good for two. Luke Robertson with 13 points on the evening. Slocum to Chappell. Chappell trying to get by Escofor. Escofor with him all the way. Has to send it out to number 6, Caden Heb. That's good for three. Heb now at 9 points on the afternoon. Cayley driving in now. Sends it in, and it's good for two. Chappell responding with two of his own. Only grade 12 student available for the Cougars this afternoon. Luke Robertson, the only grade 12 available for the Eagles, so seeing kind of a futures game almost here in Game 9 of the Blacks Invitational Tournament. Getting around the defender is McLeod, and that's a chance for an and one. And McLeod with two. We'll see who this call is against. And that's Jake McLean's first.
Emmett McLeod's, I believe, his first foul shot. Hopefully he can get 2 for 2, but 1 for 1. Oops, my bad.
And Thomas Lewis has that rebound secured. So McLeod 0 for 1 is Slocum alone under the net. There's two more for the grade 10 student wearing number 11 in the burgundy jersey. That three attempt blocked by Thomas Lewis coming in strong. As Cameron Taylor can't get a clean shot off. Still Eagles ball though, as McLeod will put this one in. McLeod. Escofor now. Escofor faking and then drives in. There's two more for Abuka Escofor. And with this 15-point gap, only 3 minutes in which to close it. Things aren't looking good for the Eagles, but Escofor having a nice fourth quarter as he starts to come on. Robertson looking for two. It's no good, and rebound bounced away. Ball passed up to Slocum. Over to McLean now. McLean shooting from long range. It's no good. Nescafor has the rebound. Nice pass to get by the defender and send it over to Luke Cayley. Cayley dribbling, looking for help. Calls Cameron Taylor over. Now Robertson shoots three. That's good. His third three of the night. And pulls the Eagles to within 12. Stairs inside to Lewis. All the way across to Slocum. Slocum looking for three. It's no good. And now here's Escafor. Pass a little too far for Luke Cayley, but he does corral it. Spinning around, gets it over to McLeod. McLeod, unmolested three. But it does bounce out as Robertson catches the offender sleeping, but unfortunately can't make anything out of it. Cougars hang on. That ball up and good from Brock Short, as timeout called by Fredericton Christian Academy. 14-point deficit, less than 2 minutes to play. At this point, I think you can confidently say that Salisbury will be improving to 2-2. FCA will fall to 2-2. And then you get real interesting with point differential. Now, if we go back and try to find the scores between these two teams in Heartland, it looks like FCA won against Heartland by 14, and Salisbury only lost to Heartland by 1. So assuming Salisbury can keep, this 14-point lead, yeah, that might put them in a good spot, because Heartland is minus 14, or minus 13 rather, in games involving these three teams. FCA is currently plus 14 in games involving tied teams, but about to go minus 14, so it could be neutral. So Salisbury may have secured themselves second place here, especially if they can keep this point gap up. Although, of course, I'm not sure what the tie-breaking procedure is, and at an exhibition tournament, it might not really matter that much. Interesting to think about, though. As number 13, Henry Dang, has checked into the game for the Eagles, as has number 10, Arthur Diniz. Jesse Vance dribbling around, has Taylor. Diniz inside. Diniz trying to get a shot off. Just won't get there, though, as Cooper O'Blenis for the Eagles is checked in. Parker Lewis with the shot attempt. And it's no good. Here's Diniz looking for three and won't quite make it there. Yeah, getting some young players on the court now. Or some players without quite as much experience. Here's Jake McLean. Henry Dang staying with him. Stairs. Guarded by Cayley. Dang now double team, but gets it back to McLean. McLean looking inside for Stairs. Stairs looking for O'Blenis. Nice move by O'Blenis to keep it in. And with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, that's out of bounds. Eagles will take over. Less than a minute to play. Dang to Cayley. Cayley brings it up over the line. Gets a little space. Driving in, shoots up, and it's no good. Parker Lewis has that rebound. And here's McLean looking for Stairs, but the pass just a little too far. And it will be Dang putting the ball in now. Cayley up over the line. Cayley circling around. Dumps it out to Vance. Vance driving in under the net. Cross to Taylor. Dang now shooting for three. And that's right into the hands of the defender. Jake McLean has it. Diniz providing defense, but McLean spins off of it. Gets it to Stairs. Lewis shoots three. It's no good. Dang has the rebound. And here's Henry Dang the other way. And with less than 10 seconds, teams are going to dribble this out as Cayley will allow this ball to go down. The boys shake hands. And there you go. So after 4 quarters of play, it is the Salisbury Regional School Cougars 79, the FCA Eagles 65. So I believe with 3 teams tied at 2-2, the Cougars have the best point differential after they dropped a 1-point decision to Heartland and have beat the Eagles by 14. Eagles beating Heartland by 14, losing this by 14, so they're kind of breaking even. And Heartland dropping a 14-point game to FCA this morning and beating the Salisbury Regional Cougars by 1 point, a single foul shot at the end of the game. I think you would say Salisbury is looking at second place here, but Harvey, of course, 3-0, they have secured first place now. We'll listen to the player of the game announcement.
First down for FCA, player of the game goes to number 12, Emmett McLeod. And the player of the game for Salisbury, number 6, Kate Heather.
Couple of well-deserved choices there, and just before we close out for the day, big thanks once again to Jeff Holloway and Grayson Weldon, our officials. Big thanks to the minor officials, where I believe Ryan McElwain, Ethan Moorcraft, and Hudson Mason. Big thanks to everyone working up here as well. Selden Potter at the console position, Kevin Sheffers-Roy on camera 2, Hunter Kaluski on camera 1, Caleb Brewer on the scoreboard, and a big thanks to you as well, Rebecca, for hopping on the microphone. We'll go to our ad now, and we'll see you again at 5 o'clock as the Lakers take on the Simon Seabees.
Harvey takes the lead with 9 seconds left. This game isn't over just yet. Luke with the rebound. 6 seconds left. Now 5, 4, 3. He goes in. Ryan down. Shot stop.
Dad, I think it's time I get my own house.
Harvey takes the lead with 9 seconds left. This game isn't over just yet. Luke with the rebound. 6 seconds left. Now 5, 4, 3. He goes in. Ryan down. Shot stop.